Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy That's the True Inferno. And it's another Throwback Tunes on another Thursday, and I am reviewing The Carter by Lil Wayne. So this album dropped June 29th, 2004. Do you know what happened around that time, dog? The Pistons won the NBA championship. The Tampa Bay Lightning won the Stanley Cup. And I'm bringing both of these up because at the time they were both owned by the same owner. Rest in peace, by the way. But yeah, that was what was going down that year. So this album came out under Cash Money Records, obviously, and Universal Records also, obviously. And the production on this album was mostly and frequently handled from the Cash Money's former in-house producer Manny Fresh before he left the label. So this album spawned 4 sequels. Obviously, we got the Carter 2, which I have reviewed before. The Carter 3, which I believe was the last Lil Wayne album that I grabbed and or heard. The Carter 4 and the Carter 5. Although, I don't think the Carter 5 is out yet. I need to look into that because when I saw it on his album list, it says TBA. Yeah, and it still says TBA. And TBA means to be announced. So, but it's supposed to come out this year, so who knows how that's going to go. But let's get back to the original, the Carter. So like I said, I reviewed the Carter 2. I also reviewed The Block Is Hot, and I was kind of flip-flopping as far as what was his best album, but without question, this one was his best album. And as far as his second best album, that's the tough one. It's between the Carter 2 and The Block Is Hot. I don't know, but that's not what we're going to talk about here. So basically, let's talk about the Carter. So a little background info on this one is basically this. The title of the album was based on the Carter, which is the Empire crack house from the 1991 movie New Jack City, and his last name. Now, ironically enough, as we all know, Jay-Z's real name is Sean Carter, and around this time, Jay-Z actually retired after he dropped the Black album. And the reason why I bring that up, I'll get more on that later. So with all that out the way, let's see how this album did, you know, in the charts and in certifications. So it was number 5 on the US Billboard 200, and it was number 2 in the US Billboard Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums and the US Top Rap Albums charts. Now, by the end of the year, it was 116th on the US Billboard 200, 22nd on the US Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums, and 13th on the US Top Rap Albums charts. And by the end of 2015, it was 71st on the US Top R&B/Hip Hop Albums charts. And it did not do anything outside the United States. Now, as far as sales, it sold around 878,000 copies, meaning it made gold. That's it. It did gold. That's it. And you know, in the United States, obviously. So there are 21 tracks on this album. 2 of them are skits. So yes, I can give you guys a top 5 and not a top 3, as my laptop just went off because of my Instagram. Let's change that. Bam, muted. All right, moving on. First track is called Rockin', followed by Go DJ. Before I go any further with this, I forgot to mention the producers involved with this album. So like I said, Manny Fresh basically handled most of the production for this album, but they also brought in producers Rod Smooth, Batman, Leslie Brathwaite, and Jazzy Fa. And of course, this album was recorded from 2003 up to 2004. Now, the second track is called Go DJ, which is one of the 3 singles, followed by This Is the Carter featuring Manny Fresh. And then the 4th track is called BM Jr., which stands for Birdman Jr. And the production for that one was done by Manny Fresh and Batman, while the first 3 tracks was done by Manny Fresh. The 5th track rather is called On the Block Number 1, which is one of the 2 skits, followed by I Miss My Dogs featuring Real, R-E-E-L, and the production for that one was done by Rod Smooth. Track number 7 is called We Don't featuring Birdman, and the production was done by Leslie, followed by On My Own featuring once again Real, and Manny Fresh did the production there, followed by track number 9, which is called The Heat, and the production for that one was done by Rod Smooth. Track number 10 is called Cash Money Millionaires, followed by Inside. Next up is Bring It Back featuring Manny Fresh, meaning the production was done by Manny Fresh, as were the last 2 tracks. Track number 13 is called Who Wanna, done by Rod Smooth, the production that is. Track number 14 is the second and last skit off this album, which is called On the Block number 2. Next up is Get Down featuring Birdman, followed by Snitch. Then track number 17 is called Hoes featuring Manny Fresh. And obviously he does the production for this track, the 2 tracks prior, and the next track, which is called Only Ray featuring Birdman. Track number 19 is called Earthquake, with the production done by Jazzy Fa. And then track number 20 is called Ain't That a Bitch, followed by the last track off this album, which is called Walkout. And those 2 tracks were produced by Manny Fresh. Now you're probably wondering, if you're seeing the Wikipedia info on this, Walkout is 1 minute and 8 seconds long, but yet I ain't calling it a skit. That's because he performs throughout the entire track. That's the only reason. So let's get on with the 3 singles. So like I said, there are 3 singles that were a part of this album. The first single was called Bring It Back, and that's actually one of my all-time favorite tracks. Now there's no additional info on this track, obviously. It's just that Bring It Back was the lead single, came out April 10, 2004, and the song served its production and as a featured guest vocals from Manny Fresh. That's it. And as far as how the song do in the charts, it was 47 on the US Hot R&B / hip hop songs. That's it. That's all it did in the charts. And I felt it should have been more, because again, that's one of my all-time favorite tracks ever. We'll get more on that track later. The second single is called Go DJ. And again, this one was produced by Manny Fresh, who also provided vocals in the song. And this single became Lil Wayne's first solo hit, reaching the top 3 on the US rap charts and becoming a top 20 single. The song was Lil Wayne's most successful single as a lead artist until Lollipop reached number 1 in 2008. The song's chorus is borrowed from an earlier song of the same title by New Orleans rap group UNLV. That sounds like a college name. I think that is a college name. The song has been sampled numerous times, also in later Lil Wayne tracks. Now, Bring It Back had a music video, as did this one. So the video, I mean, you've probably seen this one. And other celebrities that made a cameo appearance in this video are Birdman, Ronald Slim Williams, who died he died earlier that year, I believe. Manny Fresh, Gilly the Kid, and C Mortar. This single dropped October 5th, the same year, 2004, by the way. And then we get the third and final single, which is called Earthquake. With that single dropped November 16, 2004. And the song serves its production and as a featured guest vocals from a fellow record producer, Jazzy Fa. Now let me explain something about Earthquake. If you would have heard Earthquake, you would have thought that it sounded very familiar to another well-known song. That because it does. So let me read you the lyrics real quick. Well, not read, perform the lyrics in regards to the hook. So I try to remember, it's been a minute since I heard it, but yeah, it's one of my all-time favorite tracks as well. So it goes, I weigh more fly than you. I'll take your dime from you. Now she wanna spend all night with me. Let me be the one that you roll with too. Baby, I'd like to spend the rest of my night with you. Now that song sounds familiar. That's Earthquake, but it sounds like another famous song. I ain't gonna reveal it. Y'all should know what it is. Now I want to read the first 4 lines of this track that Lil Wayne spit. He said, I take your bitch, give her back, take your bitch again. That because you grow a 5, I pitch a 10. Now she wanna get inside of me, 60-60. See that my wrist is blue and yellow like Michigan. I was like, oh, that was dope. I had to read that in, that my wrist is blue and yellow like Michigan. I had to bring that in there, dog, cause that mug is dope right there, dog. So that's the 3 singles off of this album. So now let's get on with my favorite tracks off this album. Let me explain something to you guys real quick. There are no bad tracks off of this album. None. None of the tracks on here are bad. As I just hit my mic. I apologize for that. None of these tracks are bad. I just want to put that out there. So with that out the way, let's get on with the worst track on up. Like I said, there's no bad tracks. It's just that the reason why this track is the worst one is because compared to the others, it's not better. That's why it's worse. Not because the song sucks, because it's don't, far from it. It's just that compared to the other songs, it don't compare. You know, it's not as good as those songs. It's still good. It's just not as good. So, worst track off this album. Well, yeah, worst song. Worst track off this album is called Get Down featuring Birdman. And again, nothing wrong with the song. Like, I'll listen to the song. Like, if I was listening to this whole album from start to finish, with the exception of the 2 skits, which I'll skip over, I'll listen to every single song off this album. But Get Down is the worst one because compared to the others, it's the worst one. But Get Down is a good track. Next up is I Miss My Dogs featuring Real, followed by Who Wanna. Then we got Cash Money Millionaires. The Heat, I really like that one. That's the next one. It got a unique beat. And I really like the hook. He'd be like, I shoot your arm, leg, arm, head. And then you hear gunshots go off like, I shoot you. Bam, 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 bam. It's pretty dope. And like I said, the beat is unique. So I like that one. Next up is We Don't featuring Birdman. This is semi-mellow. So you know how I am about the mellow joints. But this is semi-mellow, but it's still cool nevertheless. And then of course we got This Is the Carter featuring Manny Fresh. Now the tracks, the following tracks I'm about to name off are really good. They're really good. I can't stress that enough for you. So next up we got, it's a 3-way tie because they all use the same beat, obviously. We got the first track, which is called Walk In, the 11th track, which is called Inside, and the last track, which is called Walk Out. So Inside kind of feel like it's in the middle of the track listings, which is about right since it's track 11 out of 21 tracks. But they all got the same beat, all produced by Manny Fresh. And basically, think of MTV Cribs Writer. He brings you to his crib. You're walking in the first track. Then the inside track, you're exploring the crib. Okay, you're seeing everything. But then on Walk Out, you're getting the heck up out of there because you're being kicked out. That's basically what this is. But the beat is dope, without question. Next up is Snitch, followed by Only Ray. Then we got Hoes. Let's just talk about hoes. Can we talk about hoes? Hoes. Featuring Manny Fresh. That track is crazy, but it's dope. It got like this tropical feel. So that's why I like that one. And of course, BM Jr. The beat is really dope. And on any other album, not only would this track be in the top 5 or top 3, but this would be the #1 track off of any other album. Just not this one. Because the 5 I'm about to name are really, really good, and all of them are favorites of mine. So, the 5th best track off this album, Go DJ, cause that's my DJ. Go DJ, cause that's my DJ. Go DJ, cause that's my DJ. Go DJ. Yeah, number 5, Go DJ, without question. Dog, that beat is dope, man, and the lyrics are really catchy. You know, you remember some parts of this song. You know, some parts of the lyrics off of this song. And you know, I'm one of those guys, you know, like I got army guns. But yeah, man, I really like Go DJ. Every time I hear this one, especially the beginning when dude come in and be like, it's DJ Manny Fresh. Man, that whole track is dope. It's really dope. But yeah, it's the 5th best track off this album. 4th best track off this album is On My Own featuring Real. Mostly mellow out joint. It's in. When I go on a road trip, let me explain something to you guys real quick. Matter of fact, I was on a road trip going to C2E2. I drove there and back by myself. And when I go on road trips, I got certain albums that I listen to on my way there and on my way back. This is one of them. And the main reason why this is one of them, aside from the fact that this is a really good album, is because of On My Own. When you listen to On My Own, I crap it out. It sounds like you are on your own on a road trip. That's the feel I get when I hear this song. And it fits. It's mostly mellow out. You just drive and you're kicking back and you're chilling. You listen to this joint right here. Really love On My Own, dog. 3rd best track off this album is Ain't That a Bitch. This is one of my favorites, dog. This is one of my favorites because I like the beat, dog. It's somewhat high tempo. And you know how I am about the high tempo joints, dog. Like I said, it's somewhat. high tempo. But still though, Ain't That a Bitch, really like that track, man. Third best track off this album. Second best track off this album is Crate. Mellow out joint, all-time favorite right there, man, without question, dog. Cause you can just chill while listening to this one. And of course, the #1 track off this album is Bring It Back, featuring Manifest. This beat is dope as heck. It is my all-time favorite, one of my all-time favorite tracks, dog. Without question, Bring It Back is the best track off of this album. So, let's look at some professional ratings, shall we? So, we got All Music, which gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Rap Reviews gave it 7.5 out of 10. Rhapsody gave it a favorable review. Rolling Stone gave it 3 out of 5 stars. USA Today gave it 3 out of 4 stars, excuse me. And XXL gave it a 4 out of 5 stars with, in parentheses, XL next to that. I have no clue what that means, but yeah, okay. So with that said, what do I think about this album? Now let me clarify. Before I get to what I think about this album, let me point something out to you guys real quick. This album only made gold, just like his previous 2 albums prior to this one, which are 500 Degrees and Lights Out. His debut album, The Block Is Hot, was #1. I mean, it was platinum, excuse me. The album following The Carter, which is The Carter 2, was also platinum. The Carter 3 was probably his best album in terms of certifications, because not only was it triple platinum, excuse me, in the RIAA, but it was gold in the BPI and double platinum in the MC certifications. And not to mention, it got worldwide charts. Like, it made a lot of charts right there. And some people may say Rebirth because of the charts, or I'm Not a Human Being because of the charts, or even the Carter 4 because of the charts. But the Carter 3 certifications got all of them. Sales, Carter 3 got all of them. Mostly, yeah, it did. I think so. Although the Carter 4 worldwide nearly matched what the Carter 3 did in the US. So it's a tough one between the Carter 3 and the Carter 4. And I haven't heard Carter 4 yet, but I don't care. The Carter 1 is his best one. I have not, like I said, I have not heard, I don't think I heard Rebirth or Down. So we're talking Rebirth, I'm Not a Human Being, the Carter 4, I Am Not a Human Being 2, Free Weezy album. And obviously the Carter 5 is not out yet, but I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because this album is too good. This is a 5 out of freaking 5. There are no bad tracks off of this album. There are a lot of personal favorites of mine on this album. And the top 5, all of them are personal favorites. And then the next 5, all of them are good. Really, the next 7, all of them are really good. And then the 5 after that are just as good, or almost just as good, rather. And then the 2 that are at the bottom of the list are good. So this is obviously a 5 out of 5. You should have a physical copy of this album in your collection, like I do, and bam, there you go. So with that out the way, man, y'all know who this is. This is the new Jay Gatsby, aka the new Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.